This year we're spending much of our time exploring in real time, in real terms, the values of the University of Johannesburg. And so our particular focus on this occasion is on, I guess, the second of these, which is a focus on conversation. And so conversation sits alongside the other three thematic dimensions of our value system, alongside imagination, which we have spoken about previously, and alongside regeneration, which we will speak about in our next conversation, and of course ethical foundation. And so these four fit together. Yet at the same time, none of the other three can be realized without conversation. Indeed, it's always difficult to reflect on, to consider an academic community. In recent past, academics tended to work on their own. In the modern past, academics work collaboratively. Indeed, it is impossible to imagine us finding durable, sustainable solutions to the many questions that we face. Urbanization and social change, by way of example. Solutions to communicable diseases, by way of example. It's impossible to imagine us finding solutions in one university, as opposed to finding solutions across a range of universities across the world. And so conversation has become an important dimension of practicing, of doing what we have to do in the new, I guess, more internationalized, deepened internationalized global academic community. And so conversation is important, but there are dimensions to conversation. It's absolutely essential for us to recognize that meaningful conversation arises when we respect each other. Meaningful conversation arises in a situation in which we are open, have mutual respect for each other. I'm just imagining one of the difficulties of our modern era, our information communication technology era, is that we can easily revert to sending a mail. And so the mail has replaced much of conversation. And it is also the source of much misunderstanding between us. One of the things that I encourage, and wish to encourage today as well, is that we ask first the question, should the conversation that I need to have be a face-to-face conversation, a telephonic conversation, or an email version of a conversation? Our default is email. And I really think that it is essential for us to self-examine, to critically ask the question each time. Is offering an email response the appropriate way of communicating? Will I set the right tone? Will I communicate as effectively as I could have if I had picked up the telephone or if I had coffee or tea with a colleague? And so the source then for meaningful conversation is mutual respect. But it's also a common and a shared commitment. It's a common and shared commitment to a broader project, a broader academic, institutional project, if you like.